I got another.
Shh. All right, that's it.
Excuse me. Excuse me. You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. Ain't no other freaking better place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch with no other than the dynamic duo of Laz and Jack.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to.
That's right. Bringing you our own brand of news right here inside Trinity Avatar 5 days a week for your viewing and listening pleasure. Or displeasure, whichever way it goes for you. Welcome to today's show. It's Wednesday, November 29th?
Yes, it's the 29th.
Yep.
29th. You know that bottom right hand corner thing where there's a little time?
That's
clock?
where I found it.
There's a date if you hover your mouse.
Lines,
There's a
old
bunch
part.
of them.
The guy wearing the glasses over there.
Well, in order to read and remember, I actually have to take my glasses off most of the time.
Well, see, I'm the exact opposite.
So,
I actually have to put mine on, and they get in the way because.
Well, the headphones don't really work very well. Thank you, Marguerite, for the host. So we do have some information for today, everybody, for today.
Yeah, just a wee bit of information. Nothing too important. Nothing important. Yeah.
Nothing really to
of course,
confuse
nothing
anybody.
ever really spectacular to talk about or
Shroud
listen
math?
to here on this show. Yeah. Shroud math. Oh, yeah. Shroud math.
RNG.
And Shroud math is interesting. I got to tell you, just the more I read about it, let alone comprehend it, and I gotta admit that you gotta love the zinger in there. So we'll get to that in just a minute.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait till you get. Wait till you get to.
Notice the smile on my face.
You're being facetious.
I don't know. I've never heard of these things.
I know what you're talking about, Laz. That's right.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. But again, welcome to the show. Don't forget, if you want to come join us right here in Discord, in Owl's Head inside Trinity Avatar, or join us on Twitch in chat, please come join us. We're the only show that invites you, the audience, to come join us and chime in, hang out, and enjoy the shenanigans while we talk about what's going on in the daily events and happenings inside Shroud.
And you know what? And if you're having problems figuring out how to get to our Discord, you can always download the NBN Soda app and get access to the Discord channel that way.
Just click on the Discord links and we're listed right there.
Yeah, go to nbnn.info, click on the Discord button there, or go to discord.me/nbnn. All of those will take you.
Web browser.
All of those will take you to the green room where we hang out because we're too lazy to
move downstairs
to live on air.
One of these days, we'll make it to the live on air. Of course, everybody will be sitting there scratching their heads going, where did they go, man?
Yeah, what is this? Yeah, and don't forget, if you have something that you want to say, you can always just interrupt us and say things as long as it's on topic and you follow rule number 1. And the only rule.
D-Bad.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Yes. So.
Have an 8-inch cock.
Well, my 8-inch cock is out my car. Where's your 8-inch cock?
Mine's in my luggage.
Oh, okay, yours is in your luggage still.
Have cock will travel,
Exactly.
Sunstroke. It's got sunstroke and all kinds of other strokes.
Ready to go in a moment's notice, packed in the mobile studio.
Yeah, I'd say that Led Zepp travels with his corn cob, but he just leaves it on the set.
This little Hawaiian girl's having a dash. Well, his is a corn cob. Sits up there. And
It's going to be funny when it's like next time Led Zepp goes to a player event and he actually brings a corn cob and sets it on the table.
Oh, that would be funny. That would.
My, what a big corn cob you have.
That's right. My,
what have you been doing with that? Yes. So
we got to get him to leave the house first, though. I've only ever seen him attend one player run event. So
two.
Two?
The EVL gathering last year.
I've only seen him attend one player run event because I was only at the one event. Okay.
Just because you weren't there doesn't mean it didn't happen. Yep. Or is it because you weren't there it didn't happen?
It doesn't make my statement any less the same. I've only ever seen him at one player run event. Hello.
I had my eyes closed.
That's right.
That's right. I had my eyes closed. The other one.
Next, you'll say you never saw Cornelius either.
Cornholio.
Oh, the great Cornholio.
The great Cornholio.
Great right. Cornholio. TP for my bunghole. Wait, I need to unbutton a button.
Yeah, no, you gotta.
TP for my bunghole. Yes. I have never watched Beavis and Butthead in my life. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so we do have stand-up corner with some interesting things in it.
Couple interesting things.
Yeah, a couple interesting things. Don't forget stand-up corners where the devs say, hey, I worked on this yesterday. I'm working on this today. Something random gets written down. Eventually gets posted to the interwebs, and we get to interpret it so you don't have to.
That's right. Don't forget, you can play along with the NBNN drinking game while we read this off every time you hear me say the word.
Hold on. I've got my Diet Dr. Pepper. Now I need to...
You got to get a little Jack in there.
I got the extra special Jack. Don't forget this was compliments.
Jack
in
Jack.
Yeah, so we need a little...
We are all Jack.
Little splash.
How many Jack the Lamplighters are there?
Oops.
27.
Well, okay, technically in game there are 19, but then I also have the player character Jack the Lamplighter. Yep.
No, I was actually talking about the actual characters.
Okay. Yeah,
there's a story at one point where you can actually get the answer of how many.
Yeah, you just have to ask them. Okay, so don't forget this is from yesterday. So over in the art department, Bob the Builder.
Cult of Bob.
Tastes like Jack and Diet Dr. Pepper. Working on the Hollow Log Player Home.
So does that mean the logs are hollow or the home is actually hollow?
Well, he's taking logs and he's hollowing them out individually is what he's doing.
Hollow them out.
Yeah. And that requires some lower abdominal strength, and he's doing a huge core workout as he keeps on thrusting in and out in order to hollow out those logs.
To hollow out those logs.
So log... If you wanted a big log home, I spilled a little Jack on my desk, so I have to make sure that I get it all up.
Can't take you anywhere.
What are you talking about?
Look it up.
That's right. The other option was to lean down and lick my desk. So,
Traeger, you know what'll happen if we have pineapples in game. You really know what'll happen, don't you?
Oh, he wants to put them all on the seats. Then after that, don't forget Damon. Working on bugs.
Okay. Bug.
And the bow and staff visual effects. And spell visual effects. Fletcher. He's decided that he wants to wear a fur hat because it's getting a little chilly outside.
Getting a little chilly down there in Austin.
I know, it's like 70 degrees. Yeah, we do.
Or is he working on the
another one?
The Ruski fur hat.
I don't know. Sound Gal Cat.
Yeah.
You're not going to do the meow today?
Kitty.
You got the soundboard back up.
You're going to make me work for it, really?
Hold on. Meow. Working on the Oracle finale sound effects and Torches sound effects. Whereas the ugly fist, working on barbarian equipment. He's trying to make sure that the barbarians know how to skin some things and know what an axe is. Yeah. Is it a double-bladed axe? Is it a little axe? I mean, what kind of axe is it?
The pickaxe.
Well, why would barbarians be using a pickaxe, man? I
don't know.
The mining barbarians.
Because it's blunt and hurts more.
Yeah,
there you go.
Feels good.
Thank you.
Feels good more.
So these barbarians like to poke things. I guess no response there.
It's only all.
The almighty.
You gotta ask that question.
Fucking barbarian.
Hey, sometimes you have to ask these questions. The almighty Gix Vargach, Matt.
Where is he? Where is he?
He's taking the fawns in, animating them, and controlling them.
Hold on. Breaking news here from Big Beardy Gaming.
Oh.
Is NBN will be pleased to know that they are featured in the new DoD Christmas video.
Yes. Master Valo has NBN in the Disciples of Damnation Christmas video. Awesome.
Now, of course,
does it have Laz leaving the lot?
Yeah, the big question is, should we be worried?
I don't think so.
Of course, I don't think so. Now,
either that
Master
or
Valo
hopefully
has a great way of twisting and messing with things in his videos. So I can't wait to see what he's done.
See what I think he's done is he's actually gone through and he's counted up like the PK counter. How many times he's killed someone? It's how many times Laz has been wrong.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That number is like approaching infinity.
Listen, brother. I wouldn't be pointing the finger if I were you. So.
Before you watch it, better watch it.
I don't know nothing. That's right.
Hey, we interpret the news. We don't know what the hell we're talking about.
It's my interpretation, man. I was entitled to it.
So, yeah.
Entitled. Oh boy. Okay.
We deal with the truthiness factor here.
Alternate facts.
Yeah. Then we also have some pot animations. Or potion animations. Yeah. Reed is working on utensils. And
we're going to get forks and knives, or are we going to just get sporks?
You only need a spork, man.
Well, I know that. Yeah.
And as you've seen, I'm not above using my fingers to.
I want a barbarian bone spork. Okay? Barbarian bone spork. This has got nothing to do with the spoon. It's the spork.
Okay. Now, does it have to be barbarian, or could it be, say, a dwarven spork?
Well, it could be dragon spork.
Would you be able to? Would you be able to lift a dragon spork?
Well, why not?
You might have to wear your belt to the ox in order to pick it up, right?
I'm thinking I wear the belt and the ring, and I get some Fred Flintstone sized ribs, and
go to town.
I dig in with my spork.
Lose another tooth. You and ribs, man, and lose another tooth.
Hey, worth it. Well worth it, man.
Delicious, yes.
If I'm gonna lose a tooth, that's the way I want to lose it, on a big old fat juicy barbecue rib. Yeah. Now, I don't think I have that problem anymore.
Okay.
If I lose a tooth,
yeah.
I lose a tooth now.
You're losing multiple. So the Helen Garriott Earthrise pot. I think that's going to be interesting. So I think that might feature some Helen Garriott relief work, maybe?
You think?
Possibly. I mean, she was an artist. And you know what? She probably designed some pots. And, hey, imagine that. Take some pictures and import them into the game.
The earthen pot that they were talking about here?
I think so.
Now, there was recently an article. Did you see the article about all the pots that they used to make and perspective moon earth with the black lid and all that good stuff? Did you read that?
No, I didn't read that article. You know what? I did realize that we're lacking some musical accompaniment today.
Well,
so
you know,
I have the solution to that.
I probably have the sound muted anyway,
Stones.
because
Come Stones.
There was a gap. It had to be filled.
Boy.
is the music system has failed me when it comes to this show. That's all I've got to say.
Don't
One of
you mean
most
the
exciting
bards?
things I wanted to do with our show was preview and showcase the music in the game, and it has been a disaster. Okay, we can't find somebody to be here. Normally, the music doesn't work properly 90% of the times. It cuts in and out. It chops. Yeah. Okay. So you had to go there.
Yeah. Soapbox.
So,
They're working on it. They're working on it.
Early access.
we had it. We had it like 4 months ago, man. They had it beautiful. You could hear it. We tested it 15 yards away, 20 yards away. You can hear it, and then boom, right in the shitter again.
Yeah.
I don't know. No solution for you.
Shroud man.
Okay.
Let's explain it with the Shroud man.
Yeah. So over in design, Beezus is working on the recipe book and Yule recipes and the ice weapon setup and the virtue armor setup. Seawolf. It's working on the Elysium Mines detail pass. Damien. He's not being a nice guy as he works on world building and
Damien.
And the Blood River outskirts polish. Dan the man,
Brennan.
Player towns and spawn controllers. And Hilt Fortress in meetings.
Hilt Fortress. What do you got to do messing with Hilt Fortress for, man?
Maybe they want to add more things there. I don't know. Sanya is working on quests. Lum the Mad. Working on... I don't know how would we pronounce this one? Mailchi. Update. It's not malice. It's not malice. I mean, because it's spelled wrong. So it's Mailchi. Update and NPC conversation replies. What?
Hey, we call him as we see him. We call him as we see him.
What are you talking about?
Mailchi update.
Yeah, Mailchi. It's definitely not malice because malice the I would be after the L. So I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, those guys would never make a typo anywhere. Sorcerer Steve is also world building. The Energy Vortex list Rostov. He's still in the swamp, trying to decide which talcum powder is best.
Add water to the swamp.
Just beware, if you're going to put the gold bond medicated on your nuts, it may have a slight burning sensation.
No. So you just don't ever put anything on the sensitive area. I mean, how old are you? Jeez.
To learn by now, right?
I don't use talcum powder.
Cornstarch, safe. Medicated, not safe.
What the hell are you doing with cornstarch?
Dude, chef of 30 years.
That's a thickener, man. Yeah, I understand. But what the hell?
Remember, the chef of 30 years is telling you where to put the cornstarch on your nuts, so that way you can properly batter them.
Next time you look at your medicated powders, look at the ingredients list, and I almost guarantee you cornstarch is one of the main ingredients.
I don't work here.
A chef's best friend is cornstarch in a fucking 150-degree kitchen.
You need to thicken it up.
From a professional.
You need to thicken it up.
The arms everywhere, huh?
Open the top of the box and pour it down your shorts, baby. You guys are laughing.
What a fucking hot mess.
Goes on in kitchens, you know.
It's got to be a mess, I'm telling you. I'm just saying.
Oh, man. Over in tech. Dr. Bobby. It's working out.
I'm surprised you're all laughing at that. I
I'm laughing at the fact that we derailed the train to a discussion about cornstarch.
Pants, yeah.
On your nuts.
Yeah. You need to take a shower, man. That's all.
Never mind. Move on.
Launcher updates and free trial caps. So everybody that participates in the free trial is going to get a little dunce cap. Whereas Eric, he's working on the exception correction and animation support in stun interrupts and barks.
Bark, 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 bark.
Justin just messaged me and wants to know what you're cooking in your pants.
Hey, what can I tell you? It's not
Best.
And
Stew. He's making stew.
And I want to clarify what a hold on.
He puts medicated shit on his nuts, and we're the ones causing it.
Wait.
I don't get it. I don't
Cornstarch is not a medicine.
I don't own any of that crap, man. I don't use that shit.
Most of your major brands of stuff that you use for that is got cornstarch as its main ingredient.
Arm & Hammer down there.
Justin wants to remind everybody that the ingredients go in the bowl, not in the pants.
No wonder why you got fired.
Yeah.
So you got fired, Les?
Just adding all those special ingredients.
Use up all the cornstarch
to it, you know.
So barks are not puppy dog barks. They are the NPCs yelling out things, and that's being worked on. JY. Working on the actor properties data refactor. And then after that, Wizard Smoke. Working on some meetings and user interface support. Maybe, eventually, he's back from his, what was that thing 2 years ago that he was supposed to be back from?
Honeymoon?
Yeah, his honeymoon to finally work on, maybe a movable, health bar? Maybe. And compass sparkles.
Concept.
Yeah, that would be awesome. The Deathbringer one and only. He's working on some bugs.
Bug.
And performance. And get nearby entities. Ooh. The Burning Toad.
Fetch.
Is trying to help the Russians figure out that they're supposed to be invading the game as he provides some Black Sun support and player towns. Over in studio services, we have Andrea working on sanity testing and forums, whereas Barrick is working on reports and epic data testing and meetings and survey management. Chaos is working on customer service and crown vendor price data architecture and physical goods data and metrics.
Amazing how you can go right back to straight, man.
I don't know what you're talking about. It took a while to calm down, man. And I still keep on getting messages about things. Seraphina's working.
Pineapple.
Seraphina's working on customer service.
Wonderful customer service.
I'm surprised I actually figured out how to unmute my microphone, too. And QA, and player town transfers, and guidelines review, and office updates. Over in useless overhead. The Dippy Bird.
The bird.
He's writing short posts on his blog and working on performance.
Little bus.
Yeah, short bus notes and meetings. Gorn is working on general business. And leads meeting. Hutch is working on statues and a leads meeting and art review and partner support. Lord British has decided that
he's playing general again.
No pineapple in your pants, please.
Best that would be.
General business and leads meeting and JIRA updates.
The only reason why you would be using the word pineapple is because what's in my pants. So let's leave it at that.
Baking powder, cornstarch, flour, and a room for pineapple.
In order to get his bread to rise, Laz doesn't use yeast.
Yeast. Yeah, no
He
shit.
mixes everything in his pants to get it to rise.
Plenty of yeast down there, believe me. Believe me.
Is that what you're doing later this afternoon? You're going to be kneading your dough.
I do that at night, man. You gotta let it rise
Okay.
for the morning.
It takes a while to rise, and then after that, you've got to knead it back down.
You gotta knead it to get it to rise, man. You know, you gotta
Yeast
let it-
infection is what you got.
The Dark Star working on the leads meeting and the Q1 schedule and launch announcement. Launch announcement
announcement.
Yeah,
and meetings.
right.
Meetings and art review. Whereas Stefan is looking at the Fatui feedback and tech planning and Epic data training and community and project management. Justin, you have to remember that's like 30 seconds behind. I mean, I already moved on.
I know.
Are you getting the messages now too?
No, I'm not seeing them because we can hear them coming across on your stream.
What-
So I know when they're coming in.
That's only because you're hearing my. Well, people listening to my stream actually get the fact that since I use Google Hangouts as my messenger, it goes to my desktop, my laptop, and my phone. So if someone made a phone call, you hear it ringing on the phone or on the computer first, and then my phone. So yeah, fun stuff around here. Yeah, which means that I'm always ignoring phone calls, or no one's ever calling me.
Yeah, that means you now know that if he doesn't answer his phone, he's ignoring you. So,
well, it all depends on what I'm doing, or if I'm on another call, I didn't answer.
Yeah, Netflix and chill. You know.
That's right. Damn Skippy.
You know, now Chris also mentioned that he would be making another post as well, and I'm just curious.
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I'm looking for something else.
Looking for pineapples.
I'm looking for pineapples. So Chris did make a very, very small post on his daily blog. Yeah, I did say small post. This was posted yesterday afternoon. And he starts it off with, BAM! Major performance progress today. But before I talk about that, first a huge shout out goes to Hannah Alpenglow and also to Envy. You, sir, are truly legend. If anyone still wants to donate, I would say help out some of my Mustache of the Avatar members. Mustache. And because somebody's starting to feel sorry for the team and their inability to actually get some stuff. So let's go take a look at this and see what's... So far they have raised $1,096 with the Dippy Bird raising 500 of that so far. The Dark Star has raised 230. Dale has raised 341. And you've got Philip.
There's that picture I was talking about.
Don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about. That picture that was on Facebook the other day. So yes, please make a donation to Mustache of the Avatar. You can find that link somewhere.
Crazy Phil looking a little devious in his picture.
Wait. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
There's still time left to donate to that. And don't forget, there are additions now in the Make a Difference section of the add-on store, where you too can get your own Movember rewards.
Mustache cloak. So,
Mustache.
are you ready for the short
It's up on screen.
That short thing that is back to performance talk.
Back to performance talk. That's right. Back to the performance talk. Now, folks, gonna give you a warning here. We get into verbal Shroud maps. So I just want you to be prepared, because if you hear what sounds like a tongue twister, it's actually Shroud math in the process. We'll
Shroud
point
math.
that out to you when we get to it, okay?
So first off, a little tech explanation for some terms you've probably heard me or one of the other coders use. We don't ever hear from the other coders, so we've heard from Chris. The term n squared is a common tech term that refers to problems that get worse in a non-linear way. So if something is constant in time, that is awesome. If it is 1 millisecond cost in one frame, then it costs 1 millisecond every frame, no matter how many frames there are. So there are elements that scale in a linear manner or n. So if you have a player, it might cost 1 millisecond, and if you have 5 players, it might cost 5 milliseconds, because each of them has to run it. This is less than optimal in that we can sometimes work around these issues and make it constant by basically doing 1 per frame rather than doing all 5 in 1 frame. That seems awkward.
Well, to me, that's backward, okay? It would make to do all 5 in 1 frame, then, but
it doesn't.
Maybe that's what he meant there, but I don't know.
Yeah. Then there are the evil n squared gasp performance problems. So this would be something where you have to do something per thing, not a typo.
Per thing.
Per thing.
Shroud
Okay.
math. Thing
Those
per
per
thing.
things,
Yes.
yeah.
So it would help if you would use some examples. So when Laz stands up, that is an action that needs to be propagated across the vicinity. So that would be a 1 millisecond action to trigger that animation. So using and if I stayed up at a different time, it would have to trigger the same thing. So using the previous example, this is something that needs to be calculated for every player, for every other player out there. So with 1 player, it might cost 1 millisecond, but with 5, it costs 25 milliseconds. And with 10, it would cost 100 milliseconds. This is evil and should be avoided, and we had a few instances of those in the game. Oh, and for you Murray or the other tech guys out there, yes, I know that a test per player for 5 players would really be summation n minus 1 Shroud math x in the commonly optimized way, but you can bite me. I'm calling it n squared. Common examples of n squared stuff are bubble sorts, invisibility, or relevance calculations. Anyway, these things are evil, and we're killing them.
Evil.
Before I jump in to talk about what improvements we made that will make players cheer, I'll go over another key topic: what these stupid milliseconds mean and why you care. So I think most people know that a millisecond is 1/1000th of a second. Now, to put that in terms of stuff you're probably even more familiar with, if we want to run our game at 60 frames per second, that means each frame must be divided. Each frame must 1 second divided by 60 or less in length. So in milliseconds, that is 1,000 milliseconds divided by 60 equals 16.66 milliseconds for 60 frames per second. For 30 frames per second, it would be 33.3333333333 milliseconds. 30 frames per second is a minimum a game should run to look good. Below that starts getting choppy and feeling less cool to even casual gamers. Also worth noting that the GPU and the CPU need to average less than those times, because the game will run at the slower of the two. If the CPU is slower, the GPU doesn't get the information it needs in time. If the GPU is slower, the CPU has to wait. The GPU and CPU
Fix it.
don't
Just
have to
fix
run in
the
lockstep.
damn thing.
Sitting
God
here
dang it.
waiting for
He's
the
working
bus,
on it.
man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Wait.
Shroud math. As the GPU can run a frame or two, even 2 frames behind the CPU. So now that we got that out of the way at the Last Dance Party, the average frames times we are seeing around 70-80 milliseconds in medium quality on my machine. That means roughly 12 to 13 frames per second, which sucks the big hairy donkey balls.
Suck it, framers.
I know. And now for the red rocket of truth of that, the 7 to 80 milliseconds was a single function that was an n-squared problem doing tests from every entity to every entity. That function was eating up in the 16 to 20 milliseconds range. In other words, if all we were doing was running that one function, we wouldn't be doing 60 frames per second most of the time. So as of today, that function has been rewritten to be a constant time function that will run in less than 1/100th of a millisecond.
Nice.
And in roughly constant time. So 20 milliseconds to
Hey,
1/100
the load screen, that's
milliseconds
for sure.
sheer. That was the first big item. I would like to know what that function was, but I have no idea. Next big item was a GPU.
Names.
Names.
Name names.
Yeah. The terrain shader
Yes.
kind of sucked.
You put names on, man. It was killing the whole function. I know that was a problem a while back.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Let's see. Next big item was a GPU and CPU bottleneck, aka the terrain shader. Shaders.
They're so damn shady, those things.
I know the
I'm
shader.
saying.
The shader was shady in the fact that it was the same shader for the last 3 years. They're so used to it, they didn't even think about it, and he'll have some explaining what a triplanar shader is and why that's important for terrain until tomorrow. Today, I did some evaluation on it and found out that it sucks. The per pixel cost to render it is hideous, but wait, it should fall back to a cheap renderer
But wait.
at a distance, right?
There's more.
No! Because of some bugs in a couple of different system world builders were turning the point where it switches to the fastest renderer to be basically infinity. So it would never switch. Bug. So changing our terrain shader would be months of work and not an option, which leaves getting the fallback shader issues fixed. So upon further investigation, there are 2 bugs blocking them from turning it to a reasonable high quality to low quality switch point. First, textures on terrain have to be set to read-write for them to work in the fastest map generation. Read-write textures are textures that get loaded in both the GPU and the CPU memory, and we avoid them if possible because they double the memory footprint. I really don't need the game running it with 10 gigs of RAM. If they aren't, it just generates a white texture for the fastest shader and looks horrible. Unity was just quietly ignoring this issue until a recent release where they added a warning. Better late than never.
Well, it's nice that Unity is letting them know about this now.
Yeah.
Surprise.
And the second issue is that the UV mapping of our triplanar shading has a UV density that doesn't match the base generator. So at a distance...
I hate when that happens.
I know.
I tell you, you know,
It's a bummer.
I was hoping that the base generator would be matched up, Zip, so that we wouldn't have that
I
Gotta
problem.
know.
synchronize it, you know?
Yeah. So
Generator's fucked up
when it would
again.
switch to a different quality, the texture scale would explode and be obvious. And so they fixed all the textures that were not read-write, and they updated the terrain shader to match the base map UV. And tomorrow he will batch export 400 maps with terrain with new values so that the near and far shaders match, and then they can turn down the distances. So what's the gain for all this work? In his test case on standing in the docks of Brittany and looking at the town area, this one change cut the total GPU render time by 33% and shaved another 2 to 3 seconds off the CPU time. So this is huge, but even more huge is that this cost was one of the costs that scaled proportionally with pixel count. So players trying to run at 4K were suffering even more on both the GPU and CPU. I have to run to get an amazing 3-year now, so I'll stop here, but I'll write some more tomorrow.
Gotta go get Maxine.
Yep.
That's right.
It's got to go play. It's got to go post more pictures of Maxine on Facebook. Also dedicating this post and tomorrow's to all the people who donated to make my porn stash worth the suffering. It's making everybody suffer with that porn stash, especially his wife.
I think everybody suffer that we got to see pictures of it. That's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's for a good cause. That's definitely for sure.
Oh, man. Whew.
But moving right along.
I wanted to say, how can we confuse people even more than normal? I mean, we introduced some Shroud math that we don't really know what the hell it means.
But I like the multiples of the multiples, so that, if you do it once, it takes 1 second, but if you do it 5 times, it multiplies by 5 and does it 25 times.
Yeah, it's kind of like that soothing rain bug and the Elysian showers, aka the golden rain bug, where if you cast it multiple times, it would keep the same animation and just keep on compounding. And eventually it would bring the entire scene to a crawl.
Now, Zeke, I didn't know you cared that much. Thank you.
Well, the real question is, were
You
you
there sitting in Led Zepp's lap?
Let me see your souvenir. Come on.
Were you singing "Sit on My Face and Tell Me That You Love Me"?
No, that wasn't me.
That wasn't you. Are you sure?
But that's not my face that he's sitting on. So,
What the hell is that?
you just sit on my lap and we'll talk about the first thing that pops up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You're going to be playing Santa later on, aren't you?
let me see. Let me reach in my pocket and see.
See what you can do. So
Get the cornstarch out.
Who was that? I see somebody just cheered us on. Thank you, Eagle.
woohoo.
Eagle with 200 bits. Thank you, buddy.
Awesome.
I love this guy.
Yes.
Hey, what is this? Skull Goblet of Violation Cloth.
You have a new drinking instrument.
No. This is something that Zeke is showing me.
Oh, but he's got the Skull Goblet of Violation.
Yes.
Yep.
Very cool. You'll never find the Lazarus Long one out there, that's for sure.
What you can. Arturius Magnus wants some whiskey.
Well, speaking of whiskey, I saw an
don't
advertisement in the that whiskey.
Yeah.
So saw an advertisement in the forums. Play your own town, free rent and beer. And I says, now that's a way to get them. But I'm wondering where he's getting the beer from, because we don't have brewing in here.
Well, you don't have beer brewing, but you can always go to the local bar and you can buy
the beer supplies have been cut off to a lot of major cities.
Well,
so
that's only in the Hidden Vale.
His stash from.
That's only in the Hidden Vale. I'm sorry to say, but that's the Hidden Vale bandits that send you from Braemar to Kingsport to Owl's Head
drinking all the ale and stealing it, so the citizens of the Vale don't get any.
I can't believe you're actually making an in-game quest reference.
Who?
Yeah.
I've done some questing, just a wee bit.
Three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've done more than that.
Okay,
I've got
4.
grovel. I've been down to the clink.
Show everybody your
5.
grovel.
That's 5.
Okay. Yes. and you have the white duck.
And
that's
6. Yeah, I've got the shroud, but that's the 3. Yeah.
Now, do you have? Let's see. Do I have it? Pontificate?
I got pontificate.
Okay. Wait, was that one a quest one, or was that one just to talk to the guy?
That's just you got to talk to somebody.
Yeah, it's like the Rochambeau.
Most of these are just
Talk to the guy. Yeah.
Go talk to the guy. Unlike the duck, that was.
Oh wait.
Although we now know what a paladin is.
Wait, do you have the zombie dance? That is actually a quest one.
Of course. Yes, of course. I got the zombie dance, but
did you do it?
The zombie dance can be taught, right?
Oh wait, I didn't know that. Can it?
I believe it can.
Oh, it is reteachable. Damn. Did you do the quest for it, or did someone give it to you?
No, I went and killed 5 zombies. For crying out loud.
So you've done 7 quests. Yeah.
Well, I've been to this still outside Sultan. Get out of here. I've done more quests than you have, for crying out loud.
No, you haven't.
Yeah.
Okay, so
let's go down to the Graph Gem mines, or any mine for that matter, and let's see who fares better on their own. Let's just do a little test.
Oh, we can do that. We can do that. I'm game for that. I know it's like you'll see a massive swarm of mobs and you'll run in while I'm picking them off one at a time.
Play a little screw your neighbor down the iron mines.
Absolutely. Okay, so we do have to tell everybody about that NBNN app. Don't forget you can get that on all of your electronic devices. That includes the your Apple phones, tablets, iPads.
Which devices?
All of your electronic devices.
Devices.
That's right.
That's right.
Just go to the Google Play Store, the Amazon App Store, or the Apple iTunes Store, and do a search for NBNN Shroud of the Avatar or NBNN Soda app as the app. And you can download it, and you can get all the best links to everything Shroud related. What those links are,
that's right. If you're just getting started, in the game, the app is a great thing. Excuse me, little frog in my throat there.
Yes,
it's a great way to get yourself situated, get yourself started, and of course, keep in touch with the game. You can check out the forums. You can listen to podcasts. You can tune into the radios. You can shop the marketplace, and of course, come into Discord, or you can check the calendar, which is located on nbnn.info for the latest events happening inside Shroud of the Avatar today.
That's right. And don't forget that
you want to see what's happening next Friday. If they've already got it posted, it's on the calendar. You can go check it out.
Hey, some of those guys have posted their events for the next 10 years, and whether or not they're still doing them, you get to go find out. Don't forget that Laz has aggregated all of the available community calendars related to Shroud of the Avatar. And if you don't like someone's events, and you can always just uncheck their stuff, and you can find out what calendar things are attached to, so that way you can see things. And Laz has just aggregated these public calendars into one calendar, and we read off the events. If you have
big ball of mess.
Yeah. If you have a Google public calendar that you want connected to this, and so that way we can read off your events, or if you have an event and you just want to start posting those events yourself, you can always message news@nbnn.info, and that guy over there will eventually do something.
This guy.
He'll do something with it. We don't know what
it is. You going to tell him what's going on today? What?
No, I'm not telling him anything. I'm just letting him look at it.
What did I miss? What happened?
Have another sip of your drink.
Hold on.
Don't know what you're talking about. What are we talking about today?
Shenanigans.
Sorry, I was also sending a message while trying to do that.
You think?
Yeah. A little distracted.
Yeah. An hour a day, 5 days a week is all I ask. I can't even get that, I tell you.
Wait, you ask for things? Since when? Since when do you ask for things? Don't
cornstarch.
Yeah.
I need cornstarch.
Yeah,
I need some cornstarch.
Tapping off my cornstarch.
So the real question is, how does that cornstarch get made? Because Led Zepp's got the corn.
What's it look like now is the question.
So then after that, the community calendar, all times are Central Time. In the real world, but we prefer to refer to it as Nude Britannia time. You still have time to get your nudes into us for the NBNN calendar.
I tell you what, otherwise it's just going to be pictures of Jack and I
and Scrota.
Scrota's got a couple submissions.
Yeah.
That's true.
Don't forget those submissions go to nudes@nbnn.info, and they are carefully curated while Laz does not have his pants on. Then 12s and 6s around the clock. You need to tune in your ether amplifiers to Radio Free Britannia.
WRFB.
And listen to two idiots interpreting the news so you don't have to on a little show called Lunch with us. At 7 p.m. this evening, you always have on Radio Free Britannia the 70s at 70s.
RFB.
70s at 7. Followed by, at 8 o'clock on Avatar's Radio, DJ Squirrel's going to be biting through the wires. Squirrel. But you know what's more important than that? Getting your ear holes probed on Radio Free Britannia by none other the Doctor.
Yeah,
DJ Eclipse Maiden for Unmedicated Schizophrenia Part 1. Yes. In game, you can always show up to Striker Sparhack's Happy Hour because it is Laz's favorite event of the week because it's also known as
Spend Sparhawk's Gold.
Yes. Get virtually drunk on someone else's virtual dime in game.
Somebody else's dime.
Bring your own cornstarch.
That's right.
Bring your own cornstarch.
For safety purposes and sanitary purposes, please remember the food goes in the bowl, not in your pants. Then at 10 p.m., final event of the evening is going to be on Radio Free Britannia. And that is
RFB.
The Record Room. And that's our community calendar for this Wednesday, November 29th in Shroud of the Avatar.
Shroud of the Avatar.
Yep.
That's right.
Alrighty.
And of course, yesterday we didn't have time, so we got to make sure we get a little time to talk about the sponsors out there and all the good folks who do support us. And of course, don't forget, NBNN is on the air around the clock 24 hours a day. When we're not live, we're playing replays of the past week's show for those of you folks who want to check it out. Otherwise, you can check out the latest show over on YouTube. Go to the, just see the latest show on nbnn.info and bring you right out there to see our latest. Of course, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, become a supporter. Become a patron, and of course, you can come join us here 5 days a week and talk about what's going on in your life and listen to cornstarch jokes all day. That's right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't forget, coming up December 1st, aside from the telethon, we've got the Airy Funds Master of the Forge charity auction starts and kicks off on December 1st. You can check out more information on the forums for the latest of what's going on and what's going to be up for auction out there. All sorts of different collections, and hopefully we'll get Thex in here before we get to the end of the week, which is tomorrow, Thex. And tell everybody all about the Master of the Forge event. Coil more wands, putting the magic in your hands. If you want a custom wand or stave, check out Arius Coil More shop, and he'll be more than happy to take down all your specifications and build that custom wand just the way you want it. Scrota's Music Service, what's there to say? It's Scrota, it's music, and it's a service. We'll tell you more about that in just a moment. Of course, don't forget the Britannia Mining Company wants you to come check out all the vendors down at Market Road over in Black Rock Cove. All sorts of bazaars and other things open up for all your vending needs. Whether you're selling, whether you're buying, whether you're crafting, plenty of stuff available out in Black Rock Cove. And of course, if you want to get your Ultima on, as it may be, you can always check out the Dewdrop Inn located right here in Owl's Head over by the Crafting Center. And Knob the Stable Boy will give you the secret words. Just go up and ask him. He'll tell you how to get in. RelicsMyRill.com for all your licensed Shrouded Avatar swag. If you're looking for t-shirts, you're looking for hats, you're looking for patches, you're looking for the elusive NBN and I love this shit bumper sticker. Go to relicsbyreal.com and check out all the items he's got available for you. He's got other stickers, he's got hoodies, he's got beer mugs, he's got coffee mugs, shot glasses, you name it. Relics by Real's got a great selection of Shroud of the Avatar swag just for you. And if you like saving some money, use the promo code NBNM when you check out at relicsbyreal.com. You'll save 10% when you check out. WRFB Radio Free Britannia, bringing you the latest and greatest information, news, and entertainment right here. Excuse me. Inside and outside the game, all day long, 7 days a week. Check out Eclipse Maiden tonight, starting at 8 o'clock, going along with Striker Sparhawks Happy Hour right here on WRFB. And of course, last but not least, ShroudMarketplace.com for all your virtual vendable needs right here in game. I don't know what's wrong.
You might need to drink some whiskey there. Hold on.
Cornstarch. Too much
I
cornstarch.
need a little whiskey.
That's right. Shroud Marketplace is the place to go buy or sell anything Shroud of the Avatar related. Every single one of the vendors is a different player of the game. Every single vendor is responsible for maintaining their own inventory, setting their own prices. And so you see a lot of volatility on things that lots of players are selling. And that is anything and everything game related. If you're interested in becoming a vendor, you can always click on the register for an account. Then on the left-hand side, click on vendor registration. You can start listing your items on Shroud Marketplace.
That's right. 85 plus vendors out there, and this makes for a healthy marketplace.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you can shop the
Tons
competition.
of variety, and vendors that have stuff out there, you can always look at their profiles and see whether or not they actually have reviews. Just like you can look at my shop, you can look at Laz's shop, you can look at other people's shops, and you can see whether or not they actually have ratings or not. Then from there, you know what? You can always hang out in the Shroud Marketplace Discord channel if you want to. Anything and everything game related, that means accounts. There's some stripped accounts up for sale on Shroud Marketplace, all the way to game gold, crowns of the obsidian, all the way to artifacts and rares, in-game consumables. Do you know a guy that actually sells teleports and recall scrolls on Shroud Marketplace?
I do.
Yeah.
I know a couple of guys who sell
Oh,
teleports.
a couple of guys?
Inside and outside the game.
I know. Wait.
It's
Wait, who was the first to sell teleports and recall scrolls on Shroud Marketplace?
Is that guy over there?
Yeah, it was me. And yes, so it's like anything and
this
everything.
guy got such a laugh that I just couldn't resist.
I know.
Then I actually sold some, and then I just went, "That's it."
I love the fact that
All
Omen
bets are
Crow
off.
also has like tamed animals.
Pets for sale.
It's like pets for sale. It's like, dude, awesome. Anything and everything game related can be bought or sold, including artifacts, all the way to in-game services. And it's like you've got some of the finest in-game services available, including people trying to help you train your skills or build up your XP pool, from GM mining training runs from MG Unity, all the way to Mao's Power Hour or Armelian's Gold and More with the adventure boost. Cheese sign writing, you can find that on Shroud Market. The cheesiest writing ever. Cheese sign.
Cheesiest.
I know. Scrota's music
to
service.
Lord British's mac and cheese.
Yes. Scrota's music service thing where $5 gets you
anything you want.
Including Scrota.
Including Scrota. That's right.
Or if you're looking for an in-game wedding, you can always contact that shop called... What's that shop called?
It's called Lazarus Songs, Weddings, and More. Not just weddings, but a whole lot more. If you're looking for full sets of outfits, if you're looking to get hitched, if you're looking for teleport and recall scrolls, you're looking for some telethon weapons or goodies, you don't see it in the store, come see me. I probably got it, and I'll sell it to you cheap. And of course, if you're looking to get hitched in game, we've got everything you need, from the wedding gowns to the tuxedos. We can take care of the entire wedding party. If you're looking for a seaside wedding, a lakeside wedding, a beachfront wedding, a sunset wedding, a sunrise wedding, a bloodletting wedding, we've got you covered right here at Weddings and More by Laz.
And
Not just weddings, but a whole lot more.
don't forget, if you're interested in buying stuff, register an account. If you're interested in selling your stuff, you do need to register an account, then click on vendor registration. You can start listing your items for free. And it's actually that time for us to actually thank the most important people around here, and that's you guys.
Indeed.
Thank you for...
I love you guys. Really do.
Thank you for hanging out with us in Discord, watching on Twitch, YouTube, or listening on Radio Free Britannia. We couldn't do this show
That's right. We're
without you
throwing a
guys.
free box of cornstarch with every wedding, Led Zepp.
What a deal. Such a deal.
This way, when it gets hot and sweaty down there, you can dry them all off.
Just beware of Laz's kitchen. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
It's in the bathroom. What are you talking about?
For tuning in. Never mind. I'm not going.
Yeah.
We'll be back with more right here on NBNN tomorrow. Of course, telethon coming up on Friday. We'll tell you all about that on tomorrow's show. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye-bye. And thanks for watching.
Barnstarch, did you check the bathroom? Check the bathroom. I think it's in there.
It's on the second shelf.
It's in Laz's pants.
Next to the flower.
Man, it's down my pants.
Next to the flower.